or it's you have to be approved for 1,000 members, okay? But these two creators, okay, were invited, and they thought it was a really great idea to follow an F1 driver, George Russell, into the bathroom.
No, that's weird. Don't.
And film him peeing, and then
I don't know how that'd be funny.
edit it like a little comedy video and post it.
I just don't know how that's funny. It's like you're pulling someone into the bathroom, no matter the context.
Any of the people I'm speaking about
It's
are.
gonna be weird.
You understand how wrong that is. It was taken down. They were clowned immensely. Okay.
Yeah.
But like that's insane. Now in this instance, those were invited guests. I think they were invited as influencers to the Australian Grand Prix as well. But they were also content creators. This thing also happens in the motorsport fandom
Like
as
that's
well.
like that's something like a 10-year-old would say. You'd be like, no, we don't follow people into the bathroom.
Now, you are either a massive influencer, okay, whether you are a fan of F1 or not, typically irrelevant. They want the numbers, they want to invite you out, or you are a very specified either sports and or motorsport specific content creator, and this could be in varying sizes. What's cool about F1 in particular and IndyCar as well is they invite a lot of smaller accounts that maybe only have across all platforms, like let's say a total of 50K across multiple platforms, which in the nature of social media these days is considered fairly small. But if they were motorsport specific content creators and they like your content, they will invite you out for a Grand Prix or something like that, or give you certain access and things like that. Great, fantastic, love that. The thing is that I think what we're seeing a lot more now, and in this instance, this was not someone who was necessarily invited out. This is someone, or two people. These are people who I have been alleged. I'm not going to post these particular videos because this is a rumor, okay? But basically, there were two people in IndyCar at a Long Beach event, okay, who allegedly made a fake blog and allegedly had a few fake articles and then allegedly applied for local press passes, okay, for the Long Beach Grand Prix for IndyCar as a means not to launch their blog, because that's one thing. I would maybe respect the hustle, the grind of like, I just want to get my blog.
I think your eyes are too far
This is how
apart.
I'm going to do it. I would respect that. No,
That's
to
what I messed
launch
up on.
their TikTok influencer careers. Because then when they were in the media pit, they were asking questions like, have you listened to the new Taylor Swift album? What's your favorite type of milk? Which with IndyCar, not that far off from, actual topics, because the Indy 500, there's milk involved. Go watch my Indy 500 video. But the reality is that I was also told that there was a few people that were very upset with the nature of not these particular creators' questions, maybe, but just in general, some of the TikToks things that were being said in the garage space with these drivers. And I hear this here and there as well with F1 related, and now sometimes with MotoGP and things like that. And I think the thing as well with a lot of these creators and instances of influencers and all of that getting invited into these spaces, sometimes it's their first time being invited into these spaces. I don't want to say that this is the entirety of this genre of creator, okay? But I've done a paddock tour when I was in Japan, and I became very hyper aware of the fact I was like, sure, I could go get a selfie from Valtteri and
Hi, Starry.
right now, but they're working. Like, this is their workspace. I can walk up and go and talk to them. I can go and try and get a selfie. But they're trying to get from point A to point B because they're working. This is their work weekend. That feels weird to me, okay? Now, again, I'm also a content creator who has had things like this happen to me, which is weird, but not in this space. And I think that's the thing that a lot of creators, they're so excited because they love these drivers, or in some instances,
Hi, Jose.
they're wanting to grow their content, whatever. And it's just like, again, there's a time and place for things. Yes, there are times where you are chosen because you make funny, quirky little TikToks, okay, to be invited to this space or to get into this space. But I just always say, be respectful. Oh, the lying about, being a local media, that's shitty if you did that. If you see this, hi, that was awful. If you really caused a complaint, you've made it difficult for the next several independent bloggers and independent journalists trying to get a press pass. Screw you. That's awful. Other things we're seeing now, this is a common thing that I see as well. Just being just genuinely inappropriate. This is something that's always been around with male fans. Just genuinely inappropriate with female people that they were fans of or whatever, or like meeting an actress and then commenting on something that happened with their fictitious.
It's a person. I just started it. Give me a couple minutes.
Like, oh, do you wear the costume then too, or do you do that too? What you did with your male co-star, whatever, do you do that too? With just weird behavior. And I see this constantly with female fans as well now, with male celebrities, male artists, male actors, okay? And, just being generally inappropriate, genuinely trying to like force a little fanfic moment. And it's just something where, again, these are people, they don't know you. And I know you think you're the one, you think you're different. And I don't want to tell you that you're not, but in that moment, they're working. They are doing a job, a media obligation, a fan obligation. Some actors and some people are more comfortable with it. Same with female creators or female actors and things like that. Some are more, they know their audience and they're more comfortable with it. But like just the assumption.
Like what, Sienna?
It just always skees me out. In the K-pop space, there's these things called fan calls, okay? And there have been some that just go viral where it's like they clearly start speaking to this idol in particular. Like it's their boyfriend, and it just looks very uncomfortable for everyone involved.
Yeah,
I don't know how many times I can just keep saying be respectful when it comes to real people that you are fans of. There's this one TikToker who goes and when they find celebrities, he like sings them a song. And it's one thing when he's like at an award show and he was invited to do that, that he did that at the Grammys, I believe. But it's another instance where it's clearly not staged and he like just stumbles upon a.
Could you imagine walking around and some random's like, it does not look like Gojo, shut up.
At a restaurant eating. And a lot of them are very good
No,
sports
could you
about it,
imagine
but I also see
walking
because
around
they see the camera there, okay?
and
I
then
just,
someone
I
just like
think
starts
it's
singing to you
jarring,
randomly?
weird experience.
What would you
There was
do?
a whole story about Renee Rapp recently and how a girl said, I didn't meet Renee, I met Regina George because she like didn't want to take a photo with her or something. And it's like
I haven't drawn it.
implications that
Those
celebrities
are just
are like
smile.
monkeys that you can throw a quarter at to make dance is just, or even like
Oh, that's a good
like
analogy.
on Instagram where you like, look, I follow you on Instagram, like, can I get a photo or something? Like just it's skeeving, my spine is cringing, okay? It's skeeving me out. What else can I think of? You know, etiquette. Oh yeah, bullying actors online, mainly female actors, because they're portraying a character that did something you don't like. I need you to
Yeah,
log off
that's
and go
weird
touch
to me
grass.
too. Like,
We see
why
this a
are you
lot
sending
as
death
well
threats
with
to
actors of color
fucking?
that take on a role? Suddenly this becomes everyone's favorite white character of all time, and you've ruined it because you've cast someone that's not white.
Why are you sending? Why are you guys sending death threats to fucking Halle Berry? She played. No, yo, I'm not saying it's you three. I'm not saying. I'm just saying like, I don't know how people care about something that much. Maybe I'm just like really depressed, which could also be true.
Backlash and racism, and it's like, can you guys fucking go outside, please?
Like maybe I'm just really depressed, but it's like I couldn't care less, man. I never loved anything that much.
For you is because they're no longer white. I don't think you really liked the character. The character being played by a different racial background than you ruins the character for you. And that's an internal struggle that you gotta look at yourself. It does not get taken out on the actor because they were cast in a role.
No, I hear like all the time in fandom stuff. There's like, yeah, remember in like 2014 people were saying death threats to this actor because she like said she didn't like this like a random color that like the other actor's favorite, and we love the other actor, so we told her to kill herself. And I was like, I'd watch these videos of like fandom drama. I'm like, you guys did what?
Because people had a lot of issues with Abby in the game, and I believe that voice actor for Abby in the game got a lot of backlash and hatred and all of that.
It's like,
so very scary.
So they're portraying the character well enough that you so stupid that you think it's the right character.
It's not her. Oh yeah, people being weird as fuck with Avantika. Side note, I met Avantika in Miami at the Miami Grand Prix.
Like, I don't know what that's why I became an actor,
she's very
because
sweet. I really hope she gets Rapunzel just to make people mad.
like what do you want them to do? Just quit? I don't know what I don't know what that is. Channel 8 what? News.
And a lot of white girls freaked out. Weird new levels of racism was witnessed. Oh yeah, this has been happening a lot. I've been noticing it. I noticed this before I started streaming on Twitch, but I want to talk about this here as well because I noticed this with a lot of people. My male audience specifically, y'all are getting far too comfortable with me. I don't know if I need to be meaner to you or what.
I don't want to look it up because this could be. This sounds like a trap.
We're not friends. We're not.
I don't want to like.
I don't know when you guys got so comfortable being casually awful to me. They are like, no, I'm a fan, but also insulting me regularly. And it's not even like criticism, just being like mean. It's really weird. Or just like weirdly sexual with me in a casual way, like we're dating, that I'm not comfortable with at all. It's very weird. I'm telling you to your face right now, it's weird. If you're thinking, oh my god, did I do that? Let's go with yes. Don't DM me about it. Don't email. Tell me it wasn't me. I'm just assume it's you now. Because what are you doing? You don't know me, okay? It's gotten too. It's people are too comfortable with it. On
This is her
Twitch, I
ear
start
that I just
blocking people
erased.
now. You're just banned. TikTok banning. I don't bother with it here on YouTube for the most part, okay? Unless someone's like genuinely like there was some random bot that was trying to claim they were my mod or something here on YouTube. That was really weird. They were doing it to a lot of people. It was very weird. That's one instance, okay? But I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about just like viewers that have just decided.
Yeah, I don't watch
I'm,
horror
like,
movies.
Best friend that are guys, and it's like I appreciate my male audience. I appreciate my entire audience. Great, lovely, thank you. There's a boundary here. You don't know me. I'm making a video. You're watching it. I appreciate it. Maybe you're a patron. Maybe you buy merch. You know, maybe you subscribe on my other platforms or something. Great, dandy, fantastic. Again, you don't know me. I don't need to justify why I'm cool or not cool with you speaking to me in comment sections in a certain way. We're getting overly familiar with that and things like that. It's been happening a bit in person too. I think because I'm alone a lot, I travel alone. I very publicly travel alone. I don't know why people would think it's okay to then assume that I want to meet with this random guy that just said they watched me on YouTube. Just because I'm alone somewhere doesn't mean I'm lonely, and even if I was, who are you? Ending on a very hostile note, I guess you could say, but it's something that's been happening far too often lately that makes me uncomfortable. So we're talking about it. What did we cover? We went through don't buy and or sell fanfic, okay? Bound fanfiction that you just printed out and still call fanfiction. Remember that the people that you are fans of are real people. They deserve boundaries. Be aware of that. They are typically working when you are meeting them. If they are not on the clock and are just out and about, use discretion. Don't approach people in bathrooms. Don't approach them when they're eating. Remember that people playing a role are not the characters they are portraying. Oh yeah, the actor that plays Homelander, Anthony Starr, just talked about this as well, where people are just like, oh my god, you're nice. He's like, yeah, what the hell? Understandable. I would also be very upset if someone thought I was Homelander in real life. You don't know the people you're fans of. Don't try and force a fanfic moment. It can be weird. It will make someone very uncomfortable. Yeah, I can keep going. There's a lot we covered. Anyways, let me know down below if there's anything that you thought that I left out. What is something that you've seen in fandom lately that has irked you? Do you think that fandom spaces have become better or worse?
I'm watching Swell Entertainment. Fans are out of control. And it's about to end, so I'm not watching it anymore because this is the last couple minutes.
Also, inform my Patreon. Let us down below. That's my social media. That'll be up here. That's my help of the day. Goodbye.
Let me just change.
The Twitch thing was something that I knew was probably going to happen with the lines being more blurred.
Is FanDuel the gambling website? Don't gamble, kids. Oh, your mom watches Swell Entertainment? I like her. She's cool. I've been subscribed to her for a while.
That's it. That's my intro.
But
I'm Amanda watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about the toll
I think she's funny.
fast fame and or the cost of fast fame, the phenomenon fast fame, etc. Fast fame is mainly what I want to talk about today. And I also want to make something abundantly clear up front so I'm not misunderstood just because like some of the things we're going to talk about and some of the people we're going to talk about.
Did I make the body too big for the head?
Fans are in and of themselves.
I might have done that. That's sweet, Sienna.
Experienced fast fame or a sudden jump in fame that means it is unjustified or that they don't deserve it, anything like that. I am not trying to say that
I'm trying to think, should I color her?
Deserve their fame and success and that they have not worked for it.
I should probably save her then and color her and I'll be pissed. I guess
Send me death threats. Be sure to do it in the comment section so it boosts me.
I guess just stare at her and try to memorize.
So really quick, let me know the
Thank you.
sponsor for today's video, Helix Sleep. I don't know if you know this, but everyone on this planet needs sleep. All right, Helix Sleep is here.
Let me just
to help
skip
you
this
get the
ad.
best that they're doing world tours. /Swell Entertainment to find out more about this.
Hi, Diva.
Again, that's helixsleep.com/Swell Entertainment, and thank you again to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. I describe fast fame. I'm not necessarily talking about like someone launches and then immediately, okay, they are, doing world tours, etc. The concept of fast fame is just like career moving very quickly, very, very quickly. Okay. Now that does not mean that it's out of nowhere. It does not mean that it's sudden. It does not mean that they launched and then now suddenly, like I said, they're doing world tours. My definition of fast fame specifically is you had a existence, whether it was new or long-term, whatever, okay? And then something happens, and now suddenly you are propelled to a limelight that you were previously not in, that is leaps and bounds ahead of where you were in a very short time span. I think the most obvious / easy to use as an example here would be Chapel.
Not my problem.
Okay, now before anyone jumps down my throat, like I said, not
Thank you, Diva, for the compliment. Not my problem. I might have heard of it. If you can describe it, I might. I'm on the internet a lot, so I hear a lot of things. But I also have the memory of a goldfish, so whether or not anything sticks with me. Song? Not my problem. It's not my problem. Is it that one? Because that's what I sing when my nephew gets in trouble.
I had dinner with friends last night, and they were like, "Oh, what are you gonna film tomorrow?" I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna film this video," and I was explaining it. And one of my friends immediately goes, "Oh, like Chapel Roan." I was like, "Yeah, literally exactly her." Now she was referencing the video of Chapel's crying at her concert and sharing at the concert, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. But her boyfriend was like, "Who's that?" Okay, now keep in mind, her boyfriend is not on TikTok, is barely on social media.
That's just not my problem.
Okay? So I then indoctrinated this man by making him, because he wanted to go to.
So I didn't know who Chapel Roan was. Besides, I mean, I didn't know her name. I knew her songs. I knew Chapel Roan's songs. I feel like everyone knows her songs now.
This is your fault
but
because I'm driving. You now have to listen to the entirety of the Rise and Fall.
But I was listening to her song. I was like, so I looked her up. I was like,
Chris was like, "Oh, do you like this music?"
I probably have heard of her.
And she was like, "Yeah, I just never."
And I listened to one of her songs. I was like, okay, it's like okay, but I didn't really like it. And then I listened to the what's that one song? Let me see it. Let me look it up. Good Luck, Babe. I listened to it on the radio. Loved it. Like 3 days, I was just listening to it over and over and over and over again. Well, I'm gonna call her by her Spotify name, Chapel Roan. Whether or not that's her real name is between her and the government or whatever state she lives in.
We've seen the hyperdrive speedrun engine that it can be, okay, for musicians and their careers. Now, it does not mean that she's not talented or that she makes TikTok music. I think the very nature of Chapel's music is very much like her songs are telling a story. There are segments that do very well on TikTok, but that doesn't mean that she is making necessarily TikTok music, because I think that that is a very clear distinction in music. At least 4 different artists are about to pop in your head when I say musicians who make music for TikTok specifically. Music to go viral on TikTok, okay? The same way that if I say a movie that was shot for TikTok, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Segments are very good, but then, you know, on the whole of the song, it's like, you see what you
I got her nose down.
You know, it's things like that. I think fundamentally, Chapel makes a story with her songs, even if there is still, like, a bridge, a chorus, etc. Some of you are watching this and they're like, "Man, are you ever going to tell us who Chapel Roan is?" Yes, Chapel Roan is a musician, a singer, a lyricist, okay? Has been making music since she was about 17. She's now my age. Like I said, I've been a fan for her for over a year. When I heard Pink Pony Club, Pink Pony Club was a song that she thought was going to be the end of her career. It was like her last Hail Mary, basically, to do well. And when she put out Pink Pony Club, it actually underperformed, and her label dropped her. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess was.
I did not know she had a label. I thought she was independent. I guess I can still be. Can you still be independent and have a label?
Recording this, Chapel Roan's "The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess" is number 2 for top albums of iTunes, and that's crazy that it's 8 months after she releases an album that it becomes number 2 on iTunes when it previously performed. Okay, now let's talk about a couple of things as to like why this is fast fame. This is not all going to be about Chapel Roan in this video, but I just wanted to make this explanation here. Chapel already put out Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. Chapel also opened for Olivia Rodrigo on her Guts tour that just happened, and that also led to more people showing her content and sharing it around and all of that. She then
drawing
performed
her.
at
Shit, sorry, my
Coachella
charger.
as well.
I'm trying to get as close as possible, but at a certain point I stopped caring about whether or not it looks like her.
It's a fantastic song, but it's also very popular. God, we can't even chalk this up to like Pride Month. Luck Babe is about compulsive heterosexuality. Okay, I obviously can't play the song here, but I highly recommend you checking it out. As a very happy bisexuality, bisexual, I love the song.
And nothing more than
the
his
song
love.
did very well. Obviously,
And
I think
when you
dropping
think
something
of
before
me all
Coachella, we
those
saw this happen
years
as well
ago,
with Espresso.
you're standing face to face with I told you
because it was
so.
also just immediately performing it live. I also think, I don't know,
I
personally,
told
I
you
love
so.
discovering new music. analyze settings. I think it's just you're so in it versus just listening to it, you know? So I don't know. I think that there's something there of like, do you want to have a guaranteed hit? Immediately perform it live. Like I think there's something there because you know when you feel the speakers vibrating your internal organs, I do think that creates like a bonding experience with someone in the music. Coachella did very well. Stages were crowds were huge, and then since then Chapel has been doing her tour as well as performing at various music festivals and things like that. It is summer. It is the season for it. We are seeing these very large crowds turning up to the point that some people are saying like these crowds are so unsafe because they're putting her at a smaller stage because she is a growing artist, and
why are you crying?
Then having to
Sienna?
move to bigger stages because they see.
I don't think my art's that good yet.
Festival she was at, they're like, oh no, we need to move you for safety and also just so people can hear you better, you know, that type of thing. But it's been a very sharp leap. Okay, I think since Coachella to now is the quickest speed tractory as you can
read the
see.
room.
Like the Google search
Ignacio.
You can see the trend forecast lead from when she opened for Olivia Rodrigo. To then,
dude, I think that's the funniest shit ever. I wish I could like actually make the screech. If I could make that screech, ooh, family would never sleep. Family would never sleep in the middle of the night. Dude, for the longest time, dude, my dumbass, I was like, how are they making that screech? How are they doing it?
And they're like, oh, we see this crowd, like, to see the crowd videos of people all doing Hot to Go is crazy, because Hot to Go is a little dance to it, which is very fun, okay? H-O-T-T.
I'm sorry for lost Sienna.
You can take me Hot to Go. That was the strangest way I think I could have done that. That actually physically pained me, but I tried to keep it in the frame of this video. So back in 2023, July, before Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess officially dropped, Chapel went on TikTok and shared what looks like a pre-written statement that she is reading off of, which I think is fair, where she shares that she has bipolar 2 disorder and that success can make her very uncomfortable and it's hard to regulate her emotions and deal with the success as well as maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I just feel that a lot to do is thinking that my career is just getting along really fast and it's really hard to keep up. And so I'm just being honest that I'm just having a hard time today. This is all I've ever wanted.
She looks like one of the Titans. This is why I hate when people smiling, because I can never get it right.
And mindset. I already have difficulty regulating my emotions because I have bipolar 2 disorder. Everything is very extreme right now.
And the phrase that I want to focus on as well for the her video of her on stage was her saying, "This is all I've ever wanted, but it's just a lot sometimes." Essentially, because I'm not the same way.
Olivia?
I know someone's gonna be like,
I don't know.
Brings it back to herself, but I'm trying to share.
She might
that,
have
like,
broken
it
up.
doesn't even need to be like you were performing in small venues and now you're performing to crowds of 40,000 people. Like sometimes it is so small. When I went viral in 2020, I wasn't viral. I was viral on the concept of YouTube. When I had my first video pop off, okay, I prior to that had been getting 800 views. I had videos that would get max 100K views, and I had a video that I had published 2 weeks prior that had underperformed. It got 400 views, and then suddenly I was in a hotel room in San Francisco for a UFO convention when suddenly I got tagged in a Twitter video and someone had reshared my video, and then it was going very, 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 very quick. I had a little bit of a little mentee breakdown in a hotel room at a UFO convention because suddenly.
Alright, it's been 24 minutes. She probably did write a song about it.
250,000 views. By the time I got home, it was.
I'm kind of hungry. I gotta take a shower. I got work tomorrow. So.
But I was 22, and it was.
I will.
Was like, yeah, but this is what you wanted.
Probably, I'm not making no promises. Probably shouldn't do that. But I will color this one eventually.
You don't really
You know?
get over that fear. You just kind of get used
But
to that
till then.
sensation.